Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Um, I had a rant last week about what I'm calling predatory spiritualism, where we've got all these people who are claiming that if you pay them tons of money, they'll help you become enlightened. Oh man, I'm really done with it. I'm so tired of the crap. So, when you're tired of seeing that kind of crap, you either continue to sit and just watch it or you take action and you do something about it. So I'm doing something about it. So I am going to be creating a series. Every week I'm going to post a new video on my YouTube channel, and it's going to be basically building blocks to be living a more conscious life, coming into a greater awareness of ourselves, the divinity within us, spirit, God, divine, whatever you want to call it, infinite intelligence, the thing that's greater than us, right? That all knowing thing that's there in everything we do. So I'm going to create a series of videos that will help anybody on this journey. I think there's a lot of people seeking some answers, and I think there's a lot of people seeking more knowledge and wisdom. Um, and I'm one of them. I'm always learning. I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly wanting to know more. Um, and I've developed, a lot of practices that help me stay true to myself, keep me in alignment with who I know myself to be, which is, the conscious manifestation, you know. I'm going to be creating a series of videos each week. At least once a week, I'm going to post a video, and it'll be on a specific focus. And then I'm hoping through the course of that week, we can, and through comments, um, share our progress, where we're at, how things are going for us, and maybe what things are coming up. Recommend books, recommend different videos, whatever it may be, to build this community of trust and respect and uh, a common tribe that's interested in exploring what enlightenment means without having to fork over a shit ton of money. uh, I'm done with it. So the I'll give you some background on me. I'm a yoga teacher. I'm a meditation teacher. I'm an author. I've written a book about meditation, and I'm actually in the process of writing two more books. I've been a trainer where I've trained people most of my life. Um, I had my awakening, if you will, at the age of 5 when I was in the car with my mother passing by a church. It's kind of weird. But, and ever since then, I'm 52 right now. So ever since then, I have been on this journey, and I have been to every church you could imagine. I've read every Bible that there is. I'm pretty sure that I could get my hands on, anyways. I have just immersed myself into all things spiritual, all things metaphysical, all things related to consciousness and becoming aware of who we are, our essence, our inner beings. And it's been a really great journey. There's been some dark times, there's been some pretty difficult times, and there's been some really great times. And every single thing I've gone through and everything I've learned has all been the accumulation of me becoming more aware of who I really am. And it's a great awakening, and I absolutely would not have it any other way. That being said, it does require responsibility, accountability, and a willingness to choose the path of consciousness. Because God knows we have a ton of distraction and a ton of things in this world that we can just allow ourselves to get distracted by and not think for ourselves ever. There's a lot of people who want to think for you. So, you can either choose to be in control of your life or you can give your power away. It's up to you, right? I choose to keep my power. I choose to live the life that I want. And I choose to be in alignment with my higher self. Because that's what ultimately brings me the greatest joy. It really does. It's what lights my fire. And I want it to light your fire too. So, the first, I'm thinking through. The first part is choosing to be on this path. It's that simple. Either you are or you're not. There's no in between. There's no in, maybe, well, because that's going to just cause more suffering. You either are or you're not. Two choices. That's your choice. You got to decide. So if you decide that you are, fantastic. Let's do this. So then the next step, and here's where I recommend you get a journal and you carry it with you so that you can have it accessible at all times. And you begin to understand your ego mind. And what I mean by that is the habitual thoughts that constantly, it's that, you know what I mean? It's that constant record of thoughts that just keeps looping. It's like a skipped record. It just keeps going around. You're hearing the same thing. It's telling you the same thing. It's yelling at you about this. It's whatever. It's those thoughts. The thought. The ego mind controlling you. So what's kind of scary about this is the ego mind has a whole sub-level of thought that you're not aware of that it does. So we start bringing these thoughts out to and up out of the mind onto paper so that you can look at them. And whatever thought you have, I'm hungry, I go pee, whatever. You see somebody, oh, they're fat. Well, wait a minute. Why did I immediately judge? So I want you to just write the thought down. Don't judge it. It's not right, not wrong, good or bad. Just get all these thoughts down. That's our first step. We're just going to get all the thoughts down. Every thought you have, get it down. You might fill up a whole book. I know I did. I was pretty surprised by what the heck I was thinking. I was like, wow. So, first step, choose to be on the path. Second step, start documenting your thoughts. Because once you get them down on paper and you see them in writing and you read it, you're going to have an awareness of, wow, that's really what I'm thinking. I mean, it's pretty it's a very powerful process in terms of just really witnessing yourself, So then once you can get these thoughts, the majority of these thoughts down, there's always going to be little ones creeping up in here and there that you'll catch. You're going to look at your list and you're going to ask yourself, is this a helpful thought? Does it help me? Or is this a harmful thought? Is it harming me? Helpful or harmful? That's all you're going to do is just write helpful or harmful. And if you're like, I don't know, it's kind of in the middle. There's no such thing as in the middle. your ego mind most likely is benefiting somehow from this thought. And when the ego mind benefits from the thought, it really holds on to that thought and it doesn't want to let it go, right? Because it's getting something from it. And what I mean by getting something, maybe it's attention from others, maybe it's sympathy from others, or maybe it's drawing and making you, in your mind, your ego mind, making you seem smarter or seem prettier or seem whatever it may be. The thing is that the ego mind has got a hold and really wants that thought because it's feeding the ego somehow. So those are the tricky ones. Those are the ones where you're like, well, it's either good or bad. Well, it's like there is no, it's either harmful or hurtful, right? You gotta like really get in there and understand it. So the next thing, once you do your harmful and helpful, and the next thing to do after that is to take a look and you're going to make another choice. Do I keep it or do I let it go? So all your harmfuls, do I keep it or do I let it go? What's really important to realize is this may be the first time that you are consciously making choices for yourself. I mean, think about that. This might be the first time that you're consciously thinking about your own good, right? About feeling good, about controlling your thoughts. And that's pretty powerful. And it will change your world, I'm telling you. Keep it or let it go. If you decide to keep it, and it's a harmful thought, and you decide to keep it, then the next step is to really understand, why am I choosing to keep a thought that is hurtful to me? What does this say about me? What does this say about my ego mind's control of me? What is this doing for my ego mind? I got to be getting something out of this if I'm going to keep it, and really understand it. And then once you do answer those questions, sit with it for a while. Put one hand on your heart, and really ask yourself, do I really want to keep this? You know? And you might. You might not. But this is the journey that we go on to understanding ourselves. Because once you understand your reasons for keeping that, once you understand what that thought is doing, you begin to see how in your reality you're drawing those experiences into you that fulfill that thought, whatever it is. That's the domino effect. Everything's like dominoes. You start with one and they all start falling. It's fun. So, I know it's a lot for the first. Well, maybe it's not a lot, but it's going to be a really, if this is all you do, this is a super great exercise for just really understanding who you are and really taking the time for yourself. Self-love is everything, and this is the first act. So I am extremely proud of you for doing it, and I kudos, because it takes a lot of courage to do this, because sometimes we gotta have those brutally honest conversations with ourselves in the mirror, cry, scream, do whatever we gotta do, and sometimes it gets ugly. I've been there, and it's not pretty, but you know what? You come out of it, and you end up glowing because you're a completely different person, and that's the reward, is the self-love that you have. I'm going to recommend a couple of books that are really good with this process, and it'll help you understand kind of the habitual thought process that I've been talking about. Um, and I'll link them in the details. And then I will post another video next week, and we'll just continue to go down this path. I'm really excited to be doing this because I think it's a really wonderful opportunity for us as a community to come together and share our journey. And although our paths may be going in all kinds of different directions, our common goal is to be in the presence of love and at all times, and to not only feel the love, but to share the love. So that's where I'm at, and that's what I'm all about. So I wish you luck with your journaling. Use the comment section, and we'll talk and we'll share. And I will list the questions in the details, and I'll list the books in the details. All right, I'll see you next week. Namaste.